England, 1845. A seaside town, a suspension bridge, a clown, and a gaggle of geese. What sounds like the start of a joke became one of the strangest and deadliest stories ever told. They say a clown lashed to a bathtub pulled by honking geese led dozens of people to their death. A carnival turned to a catastrophe. A show became a slaughter. Tonight we'll explore the truth and the terrifying myth of the clown pulled by geese. They called him the painted trickster. Some say he wasn't a man at all, but something older, more sinister, wearing a human skin. His name was Nelson. On a warm spring afternoon, he promised a spectacle. He would cross the river in a washtub, pulled by a gaggle of geese trained like horses. The townspeople laughed, and then gathered to watch. Children perched on shoulders, eager for a glimpse. The best vantage point would be the suspension bridge. By dusk, the bridge groaned under the weight of hundreds of spectators. And then the performance began. The clown set off across the water, face painted ghostly white, grinning as the geese strained forward. The crowd roared and jumped with joy, until a sharp crack split the air. A cable had snapped. Witnesses claimed the clown turned to the crowd and bowed, just as the bridge collapsed. The screams of families were drowned out by the roar of water. Bodies were crushed under twisted iron. Dozens vanished beneath the current. In the weeks that followed, whispers spread. Some even tell that the clown was standing there, smiling as the souls sank beneath him. Others swore the geese were no ordinary birds, but demons in disguise, honking in laughter as the river claimed their victims. The story grew darker with every retelling. Nelson had lured innocents to their deaths. A carnival of death, a bridge of souls. Then a legend was born. But in reality, on May 2nd, 1845, in Great Yarmouth, Norfolk, Cook's Royal Circus staged a publicity stunt. A clown named Arthur Nelson sailed a small washtub across a river burr, drawn by a team of geese. It was a harmless, humorous trick, meant to amuse and attract crowds, and it worked. Hundreds crowded the suspension footbridge for the better view. Too many people pressed onto the structure, and with all the jumping around, the bridge collapsed under their weight. In seconds, a festive afternoon became a tragedy. Many were crushed or drowned. Accounts vary on how the victims actually perished, but the death toll was devastating. The entire town mourned, and funerals were held for the victims. Newspapers reported the catastrophe, but over time the stories morphed. A clown, a bathtub, and geese became a narrative too surreal for ordinary explanation. The story of an accident transformed into a legend. A clown deliberately leading people to their deaths like a Pied Piper of doom. This is how legends are born. A true disaster became folklore. Victorian fascination with the grotesque and the uncanny fed the tale. And in the modern era, it resurfaced as creepypastas, memes, or viral posts. People remember the clown, not the bridge collapse. The myth eclipsed the reality. So what really happened that spring day was a tragic accident. A collapsing bridge, with hundreds of innocents injured and 78 souls lost. With the absurd combination of a clown, a bathtub, and geese, it made the story unforgettable. Over time, imagination transformed reality into legend, horror, and fascination. It's a reminder that history can be stranger than fiction, and that human curiosity often blurs the lines between truth and myth. Because while the clown pulled by geese may not have been a murderer, the legend still lives on, haunting our imagination, reminding us of the fragility of life, the allure of spectacle, and the stories that refuse to die. And until the truth is fully uncovered, it remains one of history's mysteries.